They say everyone's a socialist in a crash. Obviously, we are hitting an unprecedented crisis economically, financially, and the government has stepped up to help us. There's an article here I'd like you all to see. It's The Guardian, and it was written straight after the bailout money was announced. UK government to pay 80% of wages for those not working in coronavirus crisis. Sounds great. Free money. What could be wrong? The UK government is to pay the wages of millions of workers across Britain to keep them in jobs as the economic fallout from the coronavirus outbreak escalates. Okay, we don't know when this is going to end. To keep them in the jobs which are probably not the right jobs. The economy needs to be nimble right now. The workforce needs to change its focus from what it was doing before to more pressing matters such as, the production of ventilators, face masks, hospital supplies, antibiotics, this kind of thing, essential foods, taking care of people who are vulnerable. We're not doing that because the government wants to keep us in the jobs we were doing before, which are not appropriate right now, and getting in debt for it. I continue. An unprecedented step for the British government. The Chancellor said the state will pay grants. The extraordinary payments will be worth up to a maximum of £2,500 per month, just above the median income. That's a lot of money, man. Doesn't sound like the basic scraping by income to me. By the way, you have to admit that people are going to have to downsize. They're going to have to tighten their belt. This is what people do in a crisis. This is what the country should do in a crisis. If that means living in a smaller house, selling the car, living much less extravagant lifestyle, then so be it. We must do that. If you live beyond your means, by definition, later on down the road, you're going to have to live below your means. So if you were in debt, if you haven't got the savings in the bank to get you through 6 months of troubles, then you are living beyond your means. It seems no one has got that money. Coming just days after the government announced a business bailout package worth $350 billion to help firms cope with the lockdown of large parts of the British economy as the disease spreads, the Chancellor described his revamped plan as one of the most comprehensive in the world and unprecedented in British history. Comprehensive, it's not coming out of his wallet, it's coming out of your wallet. This is your money. He's just moving zeros around. It's the most comprehensive in the world. That means we're getting in the most debt per capita in the world. Sunak said, "We are starting a great national effort to protect jobs. We want to look back on this time and remember how in the face of a generation-defining moment, we undertook a collective national effort and we stood together. It's on all of us." We stood together? It's on all of us. The debt is on all of us. How is he standing with us? He's just pressing a zero on the computer screen. In the old days, they had to fire up the printing press. It took a bit of organisation to add to the money supply. Not now. These are just digital figures floating around in cyberspace. The Chancellor said his commitments were unprecedented measures for unprecedented times. Probably unprecedented debts as well. As he appealed to the public to support each other. Now, wait a minute. Has he appealed to the public to support each other? By getting each other in debt, the best thing we could do for each other is to live below our means, tighten our belts, cut back. Don't get in the country into massive amounts of debt. This is public debt, not personal debt. That means it's on all of us. So if someone's minding their business and they've saved their money and they've got their house in check and someone down the road is really irresponsible and massively in debt and they go and get a bigger debt and rack it up, that means that's going on the other person down the road. That person doesn't have a choice. This is by law. So he's not helping from his own pocket. He's helping from someone else. He's taking money from one person's pocket to help someone else. Now more than at any other time in our history, we will be judged by our capacity for compassion. Please. It's not compassion to add a zero on a balance sheet. You didn't do anything, mate. Our ability to come through this won't just be down to what government or businesses do, but the individual acts of kindness that we show each other. This is the Chancellor saying this. Is he our moral guidance now? Is he like a priest or something? This is not his job. You make the books balance. You have a steady hand. You show restraint. You're the guy at the party that takes the punch bowl away, not the one who pours more alcohol into it and then lectures us on morals. This is not your job, mate. I think we're going to expect more of this. I think the more the crisis goes on, the more they're going to spend. I can't see them not spending money to solve this problem. Every day we see new numbers coming out, how much money they're spending. This is going to add up to some real change at some point. China has just massively reduced its production. Most of the things we buy are from China. Our country has been deindustrialized. We are in an incredibly precarious position. If the products come into the country that we need to use to live, medical products, antibiotics, ventilators, masks, this kind of thing, if the supply of these products has been cut or massively reduced, I've got a friend in China now and he's said the factories there are on 15% production. So you can see there the amount of supplies coming into the country can be depleted. The amount of money chasing these already depleted supplies, you've seen the supermarkets, they're all empty. If we're going to add a whole load more currency to chase even less products, prices are going to rocket. And when they do, what do you think is going to happen? Inflation affects the rich, middle class and the poor differently. The rich who own things like houses, investments of commodities like gold, this kind of thing, usually they go up because there's more currency chasing the same assets. If you're middle class, you see your savings able to buy less and less as the purchasing power is hollowed out. If you're poor and you're already living hand to mouth, you're going to be begging, homeless and robbing. Is that a Britain you want to live in? Now, I'm not saying that there won't be other pain if we don't do this. Okay, I know there's going to be awful, terrible pain. I'm just saying there won't be less pain if we go the flying over the country, throwing down money from a helicopter route. There won't be less pain. There'll be more pain and a different kind of pain. A pain which we can't imagine. There will be rioting and looting. So, maybe we shouldn't be so excited about the free money. Just my suggestion. See you next video. Don't forget to click like. That helps me with the algorithms. Subscribe. You can follow me on Instagram or help me out on Patreon. See you next time, guys. Peace.